Everything in the House of Representatives may turn on my next guest, which is why I'm glad he is a veteran fighter pilot, Congressman Mike Garcia from California. His website is Elect Mike Garcia. He's back. Good morning, Congressman. Good to have you.
Hey, good morning, Hugh. Thanks for having me.
I don't want to overstate it. I don't want to understate it. You're always in, pardon the pun, a dogfight because it's blue California. How does it look out there, particularly with Harris going to run up a huge margin?
Yeah. Obviously, spoiler alert: Harris wins California, but she's very well known out there. Not in a good way. Everyone has fully characterized her. So, her being at the top of the ticket for races like mine that are swing districts really is a net neutral. Obviously, we would have preferred to still have Biden be the Democrat nominee, just from an enthusiasm level. But the Californians know her history. They know, when she was Attorney General of the state. This is when Prop 47, which was really the catalyst for the crime waves that we've gotten in California over the last several years. That's got her fingerprints all over it. So it's about a net neutral. We're going to be in a tight race. I'm in a district that's only 29% Republican, and so we're in a knife fight in a phone booth every 2 years, especially during the presidential race when you've got higher voter turnout. But that's all we've got to do is focus on our race and win.
Elect Mike Garcia is his website. Mike, how is the money? Because, Kamala Harris has raised millions and millions and millions. I don't know how much she's going to spend on your opponent because she's behind in places like Pennsylvania and Ohio and other blue wall states. I don't know if she's going to spend any money at all in California. So maybe that helps you. But how is your fundraising? And again, the website is electmikegarcia.com.
Yeah, I mean, effectively, they're raising about twice as much as we are. They went up on broadcast TV about 3 weeks ago now, in August, which is really early. So they are swimming in cash. It's from the top down. They've got this Act Blue machine that is low dollar at the clearinghouse for low dollar donations nationwide, and they funnel that money around to all their candidates, especially these frontliners. So we definitely could use the support. We can use the small dollar donations, large dollar donations, and we go up on air this week. And we've never had a cash advantage in any of my elections. It's not that we need to keep pace with them dollar for dollar. We just need to be able to go up with our message at the right time and be correct and be right on our message and the policies. And my voters are smart enough to understand the difference between a guy with a lot of money and a bad product and someone who has been serving them for 4.5 years now and doing the right thing for the country, and they ultimately come home to vote, and that's the important piece.
Would you remind people of the geography of your district, Congressman Garcia?
Yeah, this is North LA County, so I'm the only Republican in LA County. San Fernando Valley, the Santa Clarita Valley, if you're familiar with Magic Mountain, and then the Antelope Valley, which is Palmdale, Lancaster. We've got Plant 42, which is a high-end aerospace and defense facility out there as well. That's kind of the backbone of our economy, aerospace. So right on the northern edge of Los Angeles and a lot of suburbia, valleys.
Yeah, I like to remind people you're an F-18 pilot, so you can hit the ball. You can do night landings. You can thread a needle, so you can do this again. You've done it before. I am curious if the makeup of the district has changed ethnically, and it's always been a pro-defense district because so many people work in the industry, so many veterans are up there. What is the nature of the district this year?
Yeah, it was definitely trending more blue. What's happening is the sort of the migratory patterns are people moving from the urban areas because they're tired of the homelessness and crime, and they're moving to the suburbs. And those folks are typically Democrats. And I would say that 3/4 of them that are Democrats are JFK Democrats that still do value security, that still support law enforcement, that believe in a strong national defense and either work in aerospace or know someone who does. So these people are folks who are still voting for me. We're not asking them to change their registration. I don't care about what party you're affiliated with, as long as you prioritize the country and prioritize your own security interests, your own security interests. You will vote for me in that case, and align your values with the candidate in that way. So it is getting more purple. It's full spectrum. About a third is Hispanic, and we get more than half of the Hispanic vote. And it's just a matter of messaging correctly and not making it about a Republican versus Democrat or Trump versus Biden conversation.
I think people love voting for veterans. I think they especially like voting for Top Gun fight Navy aviators. How long were you in the Navy, Congressman Garcia?
I went to the Academy in '94. Came off of active duty in '09, so that was 15 years. And then I did 3 years as a reservist instructor pilot. So best years of my life, best career out there, and encourage anyone wanting to join the military to do so.
Now we have a recruitment crisis. That's what I wanted to get to. Why did you seek appointment to the Naval Academy, and how do we fix the recruitment crisis? I honestly do not know how we do it under Kamala Harris.
Yeah, it does require a change of leadership. There's three major things right now: is leadership, quality of life, and compensation. Right now, we are missing that leadership component. And usually, most folks will enlist or go to academies with two of the three things not being sufficient, but not with all three things being insufficient. Right now, the quality of life's not great in the Navy or the military writ large, and the pay is terrible. They're making a junior enlisted makes less than a fast food worker does, and about a third of our troops right now below E4 qualify for food stamps. So you've got terrible pay, crappy quality of life, and a commander in chief that isn't paying attention, and frankly, a Secretary of Defense who himself is MIA and not taking care of the troops. And now you've got a VA that has run out of money and has effectively broken its contract with the veterans because of these budget shortfalls that they had. I got that fixed this week. We were able to get $3 billion to close that gap before the end of the year, so our veterans don't lose their pensions. But all around, it's just a mess in the DoD and within the executive branch, and this is why we have record low recruitment, record low retention, record low readiness levels. Our ships are in disarray in the west side of the Pacific right now. In the South China Sea area, we're struggling just to get enough ships out there to go through security rotations to maintain a presence.
I believe I read that the Lincoln. I don't know if you ever served on the Lincoln. I believe I read that the Lincoln was supposed to go to the South China Sea. It's in the Middle East. I mean, that just must screw up everything. Yeah,
that not being able to depend on your carrier battle groups from a maintainability perspective, and not being able to deploy them with the way the COCOMs want them is devastating, and it's so much worse than what is being conveyed at the surface. So. We're in it deep, and this is probably the most vulnerable period in our nation's history when it comes to military readiness and capacity as well. We have some good technologies coming online, but relative to China, we have a massive capacity gap.
Again, if you're listening, small dollars matter. They're hard dollars in the coin of the realm, in the argot of the language. You go to electmikegarcia.com. Has that picked up over 2 years ago, Mike Garcia? Are more people going to elect Mike Garcia than before?
Yeah, we're slowly getting more and more traction. I care about the constituents, obviously voting within the district, and then we care about fundraising at a national level as well. So we have, with all of the issues and drama, I think a lot of folks have seen me as one of the stable guys, one of the rational ones, and the adult in the room when it comes to issues like the year-end spending as well as Ukraine, leading on a lot of those efforts. So that money has picked up, and we're very thankful for it. We're very humbled by it. We need all hands on deck. And I tell folks, while I may live in California, my job is to prevent the country from turning into California, and it's very important to have a representative from California who understands that everything that has happened in California can and will happen at the national level if we don't check it. There's a twin sister to every terrible policy in California in Washington, D.C. that we need to kill before it gets signed into law. So that's where the support comes in, and we appreciate it.
I want to tell everyone, a lot of people claim to be Reagan Republicans. Mike Garcia is the real deal. ElectMikeGarcia.com. ElectMikeGarcia.com. Thank you, Congressman.